Massachusetts, a historic city made up of nearly 700,000 people in a hub of a multitude of different cultures jam-packed into a 90-square-mile radius. And that's just the immediate city. Greater Boston, or the surrounding metropolitan area, makes up a staggering 8.1 million person population, all willingly settling as close as they can to this great city for a chance to participate in one of the most diverse and rapidly changing environments in the world. With blood thick with world-class hospitals, saturated in university-renowned higher education and championship sports teams, peppered with exotic cuisine and one-of-a-kind restaurants, and bursting with historic, time-tested entertainment venues, it's clear why people strive to make this beautiful city home, the heart of it constantly pumping pure greatness through its veins and showing no signs of stopping. Its unquenchable thirst for merit and lust for expertise demands and ensures a constant flow of our planet's most sophisticated talents. But in a region where our necks hurt from constantly looking up, lusting to reach new heights, our eyes strained from forever focusing on the vibrant, bright lights of success, it's easy to walk right past some of the most compelling, gifted, and resilient artists in the nation, right here in our city, without ever giving them a second thought, until now.
Yeah, music's definitely a part of culture. Like whether you think about like Atlanta with the rap scene, or like when I think of England, like it's like there's the food and there's Big Ben, but there's also things like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and it's like anything that's really in entertainment is really a part of culture because it's what the masses of society are looking at and are interacting with every day.
I mean, obviously, music is part of culture, just as like food is part of culture. It's like something that's inherent in society that just we deal with from a day-to-day basis, that like without it, life wouldn't be the same. So yes, it's part of culture.
I think music is absolutely a definitive aspect of culture. It's the reason we saw people play the same instruments in completely different ways. We had, 3 guitarists, none of which played theirs the same. Culture influences how people do things, and people make music, so to me they go hand in hand. I think more so though, street musicians in particular have established their own sort of musical subculture. When asked about being on camera, all of them agreed to being recorded, and a few of them spoke to us afterwards, but none wanted to be interviewed on camera. To me, that says a lot about them as people. You know, here's someone so passionate, so talented, so all about the music that they don't even care about the fame. They don't bother with the vanity, the self, the ego. They just want their music to be heard. There's a certain humbleness about them, and I think that's one of the foundations of the subculture. This is Juan Pedraza, the epitome of street musician culture. Born in Mexico City, he picked up his first guitar at age 16. Determined to get something out of it but unable to take lessons, Juan slowly began teaching himself to play. After a few years of plucking and many hours of frustration, Juan was beginning to get the hang of it and becoming more and more comfortable over time. It seemed like nothing could get in the way of him and his new passion, but life had other plans. On his way to a job one day, Juan's work truck collided with another vehicle, and when the smoke cleared, he looked down at his left arm in horror as it dangled from his shoulder. A man of faith, he looked to the sky, and with closed eyes and through the pain, he attempted to move his fingers. He was worried he'd never play again, and worried he may have lost his first true love. But there was movement in all 5 fingers. And though the pain nearly caused him to pass out, everything still worked. The doctors told him it would be a rough road and that guitar would be out of the question. He'd have to rehab and totally relearn how to play from scratch, and even still, he'd likely never be the same. While rehabbing slowly, he decided to move to the United States. Frustrated with the lack of music in his life, Juan began to take vocal lessons in his spare time. and shortly after decided to go to college right here in Boston. Sadly though, Juan was forced to drop out of school when he found out his then girlfriend and now wife was pregnant. A man of integrity, he did what he had to do for his wife and his baby girl. But Juan kept playing on the streets for exposure, and eventually he found himself playing venues around Boston. It was doing this that helped Juan meet some fellow musicians from Berkeley. They recognized him for his talent and accepted him as one of their own. Juan made some of his best friends playing music here, and he keeps in touch with all of them. He even credits one of his Berkeley friends, whose family, he said, owned many of the stands he works at, for helping him survive here in Boston. And when Juan's not giving back to this community with his merchandise stand, free music, and wise words, he's out promoting his East Boston Latin rock group La Chusma, which aims to spread awareness and create a better, safer environment for young Latin musicians in our area. Juan is just one of the many truly special individuals out there, brightening our lives and painting our city with their unique and irreplaceable sounds. Without these people, the very city we love quickly fades away and leaves a lot to be desired.
Do I look weird if I sit like this?
Do I
look weird?
My favorite part of this project, I mean, it had to have been just like meeting the guys and just like getting to like interact with like my classmates more. I mean, I feel like that's been like a common theme throughout the course of this semester in this class, where like we kind of just interact with each other a lot more than we do in some of our other classes, and it's been great.
Yo, you probably shouldn't be in the shot.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that just looked weird.
Yeah, it ruins the continuity of it.
My favorite artist is probably going to be the keyboard guy. Dude, I had it perfectly going. I gotta put this down. That was, should I look at the camera or?
Performer, go.
I thought the street performer that played the erhu was absolutely wild. I mean, like a Chinese violin that was just like, what?
You just edit all this.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
I'll look at my laptop.
What are the questions again?